All right, welcome in. If you clicked on this video, we are shifting in consciousness every single day here, and we're talking about human energy. And so if this is your first time, welcome in. Just get yourself seated and get ready to see things in a different perspective. Because a lot of what you're seeing, even from within your own consciousness, a lot of what you're seeing is only a reflection of what it is that you are what you think this is. Hey, what do you mean? It's just this person clearly is the, blah, 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 whatever the thing is. And that's usually from a logical perspective. But there is such a thing that we talk about a lot, which is energetic truth. And that is simply the truth of the body. It's simply the truth of, hang on a second. This is what it is. Talking about energetic truth, because what it is to make sure that we are looking after the body. Right now, we forgot coconut water and something to drink, which is so important for the body. Because when we do these channelings, we are using so much more energy than normal. It's a little bit like a gym exercise. And so what you think you see out there is going to determine how good of an experience this is going to be for you. That's really it. And when you know, and if you're a little bit overly focused on the outside, like just moving around, oh, it's this guy, and then you receive impulses and energetic signs all the time. Instantly. You know if there is some excitement in the air. Like those things, you know that instantly. Or if the body just like, oh, well, here we are again. You can tell by the moods and the things of the body. It's not because of that, it's like we have to get our heads straight about what this is. Because once you see that, okay, I'm seeing the body has this feeling, and then there's this thing going on over there. You just observe it and sort of make a map before you jump to conclusions. Because usually what tends to happen is that the ego wants to jump to conclusions really fast because it thinks that it knows everything. And it's to use usually the one that's righteous and know what's best and have already judged the situation, and then, because of this and because of that, and then whatever story, it doesn't need to be true even. And people just go their own way. That's not Gaia. Let's just say that. That is interfering energies. That is interfering with pure connection. Potential pure connection. And these are the habits wants to keep you doing the old. Right? And so now we've highlighted it. And so now accept it and just allow that energy to move through you. Really. we're trying to get ourselves situated. We're not completely sure if we're comfortable here. and this is the thing, like, instead of thinking that the body is something that you that you get to do whatever the heck you want with, try and look at it as someone. Think of it as a different entity. Think of it as the energy that's going to give you the most amount of return on investment if you invest in it. It's what's going to bring you the most return on investment by focusing to learn what's in here, what's going on here. And so when you do focus on yourself and you do, it's not just keeping the focus, that's one thing, but it's understanding what everything means. What things mean when you have the focus out there. What are you feeling in your body, and what does that mean? And when you shift the focus and you just feel in here, what do you feel from here? What is it being presented as? That's one level of comprehension. What is the words? What is the sentiment that they're using? And what is the actual energetic fact? Is it control, manipulation? Like, what is it? Harmony? Is it rootedness? Is it groundedness? Is it expansion? Like, every single human being, there is a potential for great growth when Gaia places two individuals together. But then it's all these stories of like, oh, when, oh, I did this and therefore that happened and therefore that means this. Like all of these like stories of what means what, that sort of can interfere with this natural flow of Gaia wanting to gift you love and goodness. You know? Two beings can be really nurturing to one another when they truly come together for the purpose of healing and growth in consciousness. It's a very beautiful thing that can happen between people, and much, much deeper sometimes, depending on what you're working on. Because if you have been in a challenging relationship, all the body wants is to get out of it. Believe me, we've been there. And we have gone through that cycling of going through all of the pains, and we truly went and healed that. It took us a while. It took us, after everything was over, a year at the very least. It has shaped us. And that's when you really have milked what Gaia was trying to teach you. That's what all coming together can be. Can be a very good learning experience. But, you know, like, watch out for these, like, oh, I'm gonna behave like this because that's, you know, like, these things are not like this egoic, like, oh, now I'm playing this person. Like these movie characters. Like now I'm like this. Oh, these, you know, these classic relationship dynamics. Like, don't play into any of those, you know? Like, dare to share what's going on and what you're observing. Dare to share those things. That's what Gaia is inviting you to dare to share of yourself, dare to share of who you are. Because the more you are bringing your energy in here, the more the universe can respond to you, the more support can come in, and the more you allow this natural flow. And that some beings, we come with a lot of stuff. When you come into this, you sort of, you come in with a lot of stuff, but you don't sort of see it fully before you get into situations. That's why when you're younger, you're carefree, everything is new, everything is exciting, there's no limiting of your life force, but it's sort of like little bit here, a little bit there, and then before you know it, you have a thing you're supposed to do because you're that gender or that gender, or if you want to be seen as this, then you do like this, or if you want to be attractive or want the guy to chase you or the woman to chase you, then you do this and then you do that. There's a lot of like craziness that we just have to let go of if we're actually going to come together in some form of reality here. Because all of these things are leading to the dualistic perspective. And we want none of that. So that's how we truly can stay in alignment and be of support to one another. To actually be in this holistic perspective. So that, because unless we do, like having a goal to be in alignment with your own stream, that's a tangible thing that can be measured by both parties. If you just call out truths and you get to the bottom of it, you know? And sometimes there needs to be a few moments like that so that you get to know each other. That's what getting to know one another is. I mean, not arguing, of course, but just talking, just like sharing. Daring to share these things, you know? But you only dare to share if someone wants to listen. There's also that. If you listen and you think that you know what the other person is already because he is this person or that person. Oh yeah, he's that color or that, like, oh, he is like that. No. That's just a freaking mask. That's the program. That's not the person. Most people are just operating like that, and like there's like this desperate like thing. Can we like get out of this thing? And we are here to tell you, yes, it is safe. It is safe to change those things. And we're here to show you how. And this is a practice that has come through here. My whole experience has led to this. Everything, all of the dark night moments of the soul and all of the cleanup has been higher intelligence being channeled through Jeshua, coming in correcting misperceptions of my mind. Because my start was A Course in Miracles. And that's what my body gravitated towards. I could feel like there were special things happening there. And that is because of this holistic perspective. Because that book is adjusting you to the holistic perspective. These 28 days are also adjusting you to the holistic perspective. They are where we change every single day with many different corrections of the mind, so that, and once you have corrected some of these corrections, you will feel like this stream of energy, because there's just this opening. That's not happening all the time, but that's what we are experiencing as they are shifting and changing so much misperceptions in us. It is a journey though, because it's not always up. Sometimes it's a little bit down, but then you have to see clearly when you are down, so that you know what to listen to, what to pay attention to, what not to pay attention to, and what to do so that you get your head above water again. You know, because it's important to know how to maneuver these energies. Because those, and how you maneuver them, what shows up, is the only way that you can determine, and how you feel is the whole, and what it is, to make sense of all of that, is the only way that you can truly make sense of what the next step is for you when Gaia is speaking to you. But there's a lot of, if you try and figure out too soon, because sometimes things is in the unraveling too. And if you try too hard, you're forcing it too much on the outside. So you have to sort of back off and just go, thank you, you know? Posture, making sure your posture is correct, so that you make sure that there is energy movement here. When there is restrictions of the energy flow, that can produce sort of distortions in the field, in the perception, in the thought patterns as well. Just the same as the thought patterns are also, once you correct the thought patterns, you are loosening up of the flow of energy, the floodgates. This is what energetic truth does. When you see and you speak to things clearly, that's when you release energy. When you see things clearly and you speak it clearly. In a loving way. Because it is about just, truly, if beings love each other, it's just about clearing up misunderstandings. And everyone loves one another in essence, but that doesn't mean that you have to be together. Like sometimes there can be incompatibility, so it's better to just let it be, you know? Because there's no point coming together if there's incompatibility, unless it is seen and acknowledged in truth and talked about. And then once everything is clear, you can come to an agreement. That's the beautiful thing. Two people, there are really no rules, as long as it's beneficial for both parties. That's really it. But of course, there needs to be Gaia blessing, and also higher intelligence blessing. And that means soul mission anchored in the body's joy, you know, because all of those things matter. For us, we came to that conclusion. We would rather be alone than experience anything similar to what we experienced in our last relationship. Anything, any hint of that, we'd rather be alone. So we have definitely gotten a really good wake-up call when it comes to our own, what we allow in our space, so that we don't allow crap to influence our well-being. That is a non-negotiable. And there has to be like an investing into, to invest into the joy that we're feeling. You know, otherwise it's just drama. We don't want drama. Absolutely not. You know, that's keep it on the TV and away from us type of thing. You know, it's been quite a while since we did all of that, but well, until we started living our own drama, you know. There's still a little bit of that, like because you can't help it in this world. There's gonna be like when you go and meet people, sometimes it's just like you get these sparks, and that's all what that is. Two energies are sort of like, nope, not a good match. It doesn't mean that you have to always like each other. Like that stuff really is a really bad program. Like, always be loving and always be accepting of everyone is not godly. Yes, on some levels, of course. But if beings are showing behavior of insanity, you keep your distance, you know. And that's what we started seeing. Like, we are living in an insane asylum here. Everyone around us is freaking insane. That's what we realized. Our family was using us and not really caring about our well-being, arguing when we actually had some things that we wanted. And this is something that, like, when you're in it, you can't see it. You can't see inside of this dualistic world. It is insane. But it seems like everything is normal, because you haven't been in any other consciousnesses as you've been living here. You just sort of had this dualistic, which has been fluctuating in nice experiences, bad experiences, and it just keeps being ping-ponging, and it seems like it's luck or fate or it's not. When you know how things work, you can... It's a totally different thought system, this holistic perspective. That's what we're trying to get at. And we get that many of you don't even know what this is. And we get it. We get it. And it is the next level of human evolution to step into this way of having control over your own Merkaba, over your own energy field, and knowing what's in your space, and not allowing crap to be in your space if it is mudding and causing interference. You see? It's about clearing up energies so that we can stay in goodness, all of us. That's the only way that we can play this game in harmony. Everything else doesn't lead to harmony. It just leads to some eventually. And nowadays it goes faster because we're not meant to go in these cycles. That's the old. And we are seeing it faster and faster. But that doesn't mean that it has to be the other person. There's still remnants. And if we are meeting each other in honesty, we can help one another up in frequency. And we don't have to be so attached to what it needs to be, other than, are we in alignment with where we're going as souls? Are you connected to that? Or are you just drifting and feeling your way and thinking that you're spiritual because you're just feeling and floating through life? Having all the right clothes, perhaps. This is not a fashion thing. It's truly doing what you and your body came here for. Getting that spark of life in you again. And it is about learning how to manage your energy. We have now introduced meditation. People have gotten that sitting, focusing on yourself for 1 hour, well, even just 15 minutes every day has a tremendous benefit. Why do you think that has a tremendous benefit? It's because you're focusing on you. If you do that with everything in your life all the time, that's what we're talking about. That is the holistic perspective. So imagine your meditations, and then you go and you do the thing that is causing the disharmony, and then you come back in and you do the meditation, you fill up your shoe. Many beings go back and forth like that. And what we are suggesting is keep doing that, and then inject these 28 days, one every day. And then you start to see how you can start to take that meditational frequency and that science, because it is a science of the mind, how to think in order to open up more energy. Yogananda talked about this. He was the one that introduced it to the West. This is the science of the mind. This is how you see things clearly. He knew this because he was living this. And this is what we are reintroducing. The knowledge of that connection. The science with spirituality. That is what this is. It is this energy world, making sense of Gaia and the body, not just thinking that it's some kind of disposable thing. And it's not a man and woman thing. Don't make it be a man and a woman thing. It is a you thing. It always has been. It's just that it is different. People are on different levels of this comprehension. People that think that it's about a man and a woman, and they sort of do the action that, oh, look, are you afraid of a woman? Like all of those things, like a powerful woman, all of those things are just setting up things that is not healthy. Because it is setting a woman off somehow. Now the woman needs to have more power because the men had the power. We are seeking, all of us, is this internal alignment. Let's not forget this. This is the most important thing that we can do right now. Because once many of us are balancing in this way, that's when the world starts to make sense again. But it can only make sense from an internal sense. So that once we are all seeing correctly, and it can seem arrogant to me, who are you to say that this is correctly? We get it. We get it. We've even said all of the we get it. But here we are, and we are so bluntly sure because we have been through it all. We have been through it all, and we know that this is the way. This is the only thing that will actually make sure that humanity has a future. This consciousness. Otherwise, humanity will cycle in dualistic perspective forever. Unfortunately, unless people start to align to this holistic perspective. And that is not our perspective. It is the truth between your soul and your body. It's that alignment. And we're not talking about some arbitrary meditate yourself into alignment type of thing. Although that works too. It's the same as a meditation. A meditation works. You can do stuff with meditation, but the next level of embodiment of spirituality. And the first thing that needs to happen for that is the conscious awareness. Right now, what we have is so much knowledge that's being bombarded, and it's a lot dualistic. Look at me, pay attention to me. Like, you can feel the energy behind the message if you're connected to your body, which is what we're training you to reconnect to your body. And once you do, you become psychics. You can determine what's going on here. And it really is about reconnecting with the body and the truth of your own universe. What is going on? Where are you fooling yourself? Where are you lying to yourself? Where are you pretending? Where are you truthful? Where are you doing a good job? How, this is an internal gauge that no other being can do for you other than yourself, for yourself. Only you know, truly. We can assist. But at the end of the day, you're the one that has to actually do the work to align. And once you do, you will start to feel the sense of pride is what we feel. Because we've actually gone through and felt all of our shadows. We've actually done that. And once you know that you've done that, you see the evidence, you feel the evidence, and you receive the recognition from Jesus, from higher intelligence that you are. Based on what? Based on what's coming through here. Based on everything that we're creating. We have never been so creative in our life. And we're sometimes dealing with some energies, and we have to kick them out a little bit, this is part of it. If you have a big purpose, it's part of the game here, And these energies, they're just distortions. They're just distortions. It can be from other people. And sometimes all you need is a little swim or just correct your own focus every single day. That will align you to this holistic perspective. And when you are aligned to this holistic perspective, that is where this new earth is and can be experienced. But it's something that needs to be maintained. And it can be maintained if we know, all of us, between us, we know what game we're actually playing. And you want to invest in that game. Because I know for sure, and we have tried many modalities before this was received. This is the only thing that we can see that, given today's technology, it is the easiest and the fastest to get something done in the human body. Because it is aligning the thoughts with energetic truth, and that's when you just automatically receive energy of who you are. You still have to course correct if you are, you have certain habits of certain energies that play out, like dramas and things like that, those are just something to pay attention to grow up. You know, that's all what we're doing. We're just growing up and maturing in energy so that we can start to, and that is such a beautiful thing when we can be open about these things and not feel like we're judged or projected upon or misunderstood or you know, like we feel that in a dualistic perspective, no one got us. We thought we had a fantasy of people getting us. They didn't get us. We see that now super clearly. And now we have a measurement of how we can actually measure who has the potential to be. And that's a huge step up. That is basically us having filtered out all of that stuff that's truly important for us, which happens only when you're connected to the body. And it's not the same as just being out in nature and just doing your exercises. That's not what we mean. It's a much deeper calibration needed of the thought system. And that's what we're shifting every single day. So if you're interested in that, there's a link below. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing, subscribing, commenting, and let us know how you are coming along. And if you have started seeing some, what are you seeing in your world? What is it that you're seeing is repeating? Let us know and we can assist you perhaps. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again in the next one. Take care. Ciao.